Welcome to the Grizzled Geek. I'm Mike,
I'm Kirsten.
I'm Doug.
and we're here at the Grizzled Geek Podcast, episode 73 of Volume 3. If that means anything to anybody other than Apple Podcast, who makes us do volumes. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing well.
All right. What have you
What
guys
about
been
you?
up to? Well, me? You want me to kick it off? All right. I'll tell you
Well,
what I've
how
been
are
up
you
to.
doing? And then you can tell what you've been doing.
Oh, okay. Okay, and nothing. How about that? In that order.
Amazing.
Anticlimactic.
No, I've been actually in class for work. I'm doing and not training. I'm actually being trained. So
okay.
it's weird. I am, kind of overbearing to my classmates. They're like, "Oh, we should do this." I'm like, "Oh, wait, I'm not in charge." All right, just take a step back.
That's funny.
What have you guys been up to?
A lot.
A lot.
So much.
So much. Is it
Yeah.
super exciting?
Yeah. I got engaged over the weekend.
Hey.
Congratulations. Yes.
Thank you.
I wasn't going to say anything because I was like, all right, we'll let Kirsten see if she wants to say anything.
Do you want to hold it
break
up to the...
If you want to see, this isn't the finished ring, but it's our proposal ring.
Nice.
Nice.
We'll get finished rings when we get married, so.
Nice.
Cool.
And we're gonna be getting a puppy next week, and just a whole bunch of stuff. And
Wow.
I'm caught
Nice.
up to my Hero Academia, so
Oh, nice.
lots of important big things happening.
Wow. Way more important stuff than what I've been up to. Well, congratulations. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Armando's a good guy. I tell you what. I was thinking back, like, Heather was looking at all the pictures. She's like, oh, what? We should get new rings. And I'm like, I haven't worn a wedding ring since I lost my second one a year into the marriage, I think.
That's funny.
So I'm like, she's like, you should get a new one. It's been a while now. I'm like, yeah, it's been like 20 years. I'm like, what if I want to flirt with girls? I gotta, it's creepy if I got a wedding ring on.
Wasn't creepy before.
Nah, a little creepy. All right, fair enough. Especially because I got this thing where I don't realize how old I am. I mean, I know how old I am,
Right.
but I still, in my mind, I'm like, I'm 20, right?
Right.
So I look at girls and I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, I'm old enough to be her dad. That's creepy. All right, fair enough. All right, Doug, what about you? Anything exciting?
Yeah, well, I've been putting up lots of content on our second channel.
I
the
noticed
Google
that.
Master.
It's hard for me
Getting
to
two
keep
done
up
a
with it.
week. Yeah, I'm
Nice.
keeping it in my schedule, 2 a week, and I have
Making me look bad over here. I haven't put up one.
4 or 5 in various stages of production, but I've also been building miniatures.
Nice.
There's my Cathalar, Sonari Cathalar.
So cool.
I already showed Techless off to everybody on our pages, but not, I don't think, on the channel yet, or on this show yet.
The bungee jumping guy.
Yeah. Yep. I was going to try and do a different pose for him, but the bird has a big hole in his wing to connect Techless to it, and I'm not good enough to a sculptor to fill that in convincingly. So I was like, well. Sometime when I've developed my skills a little more, I'll find a different model to repose and fill in all the weird, the weird spots and stuff. But otherwise,
Nice. I've actually been working. My second video for Grizzled War Master is I'm painting Moratorian, so I'm tackling that miniature now.
nice.
So it's a slow process because I paint a layer, then I film it, then paint a layer, then I film it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take me a little bit longer, but I'll get it done. And when I get done, it'll be awesome looking. So there's
That's
that.
cool.
All right, guys. We are actually less than 20,000 views away from 1 million views now.
Wow.
So we're getting there. We're kind of slowed down a little bit because we haven't really. All our new videos have been going on the other channel.
Well,
But-
yeah, we don't have Ruby, and we're
Right.
really only doing 2 shows on this channel right now. So
Right now, yeah.
that makes it
exactly.
kind of tough.
So it kind of slowed down right as we're about to hit 1 million. We're like, oh, all right, we'll do that. But we will be there soon. In fact, any time now, depending on, we got another WandaVision episode coming out this weekend. Between that and Ruby's going to be back, guys. So we're going to be filming Ruby. The second half of the season is going to be, we're going to hit that this weekend. That one won't be out till the week after, but our reaction to the mid-season trailer will be out on Tuesday. So we have a couple that'll get us there, right? So once Ruby hits, if the Ruby premiere is going to hit, we'd probably hit it, but we're waiting for.
We need to have a meta reaction to the mid-volume Ruby thing, because I know my reaction was saw it. Ooh, new. Oh, it's done.
Ooh, new. Oh, yeah. It wasn't like the most,
it was less a teaser than a recap.
Yeah, it was more like
So I was like,
what's happening? So well, it was good. Get you really excited. Remind you what's going on. Rooster Teeth put out a thing called, it was like 100 episodes in 100 minutes or 100 seconds or whatever. And they just
interesting.
Did a quick recap of all the episodes, getting us up to date. It was pretty cool. So nice little nostalgia trip. So
see, that would probably be a better one to react to than the mid-volume trailer.
Yeah, probably. That would be
Because there's a lot of stuff packed in there, a lot of emotion packed in. You're like, oh wow.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I remember that. That.
Yeah. That's awesome. That sucks. That's awesome. That sucks.
But yes. Well, guys. Okay, hang on. Why can't I get my stuff to work here? 1 second.
Technology.
Hold, please.
Hold, please. What was it?
There we go. Okay.
I'm trying to think. I watched a movie recently that was one of those, like, missed it the first time around, and I don't remember what it was. Dang it. Did you guys watch Soul? A few weeks ago. Did we all talk about it?
I think we talked about it, yeah.
That was good because, and it's coming back around because of Black History Month. Disney's doing like a soulful celebration or something like that, which kind of brought that back into the.
It was the best movie released in December.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It was really
two
good.
Big releases in December. I watched one of them once, and the other one I watched like 3 times now. So. Yeah. But oh well, guys. Anyways, before we jump into the news, guys, I want to thank all our listeners out there in podcast land. You guys have been awesome, showing us some support. I actually found out how to check messages on some of these other streaming platforms, right? And I found a way to link all those comments to our Libsyn page, which I didn't know before. Because before I had to log in individually and go like, what is there anything on Deezer? Oh, is there anything on Spotify? Mm-hmm. Now I got all the comments, which means I get to see more of them.
Right, yeah.
All in one place. So I've been answering some of those. I'm putting together some that I think we might want to respond to. Yeah. We're setting those up for the our 1,000,000 episode special, guys. So once we hit those 1,000,000 episodes here in a week or so, look for that, and we'll answer your questions. If you have any questions for us on our 1,000,000th episode, be sure to send them to us. You got their Twitter handles down below. You can send them to our emails, which is on the site, and the whole bit. You can contact us through any of the places where you get your podcasts. Mm-hmm. Thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it, guys. And a special shout out to my classmates, Jake, Jacob, and Theo. They're team leads that are actually taking this class with me. So they found out I was doing a podcast, so I told them I'd give them a shout out. So there you go, guys. Nice. All right, let's jump into it, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so this is a little. Our first topic is Marvel update, right? There's a bunch of Marvel stuff, news for projects that are coming out. So figured it's a little bit different. I think I'll handle the first group, then Doug can handle the second news or whatever, and so on. Then because we only have really 2 major topics before we get to the nerd nuggets.
Sure.
All right, so Thor: Love and Thunder. It's kicked off production. I don't know if you guys follow Chris Hemsworth on Twitter or anything, or on Instagram. I follow him on Instagram.
I don't remember.
But
I
yeah.
follow Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. but can't remember if Chris Hemsworth is on it because I haven't seen anything pop up on his Twitter at least.
Hemsworth is hilarious. I love.
Oh gosh, he walked into a weather report on an Australian weather channel, and it was awesome. He read the weather with the weather girl, and none of them expected him. Apparently, it seemed like the weather girl maybe was in on it, but the people in the studio did not know he was there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious.
Matt's excited for Nerd Nuggets.
Nerd Nuggets.
Makes you hungry. Makes you hungry. All right, so it kicked off production. He actually had some Instagram photos. They actually did like a native ceremony down there where they accepted him. They did a ritual to basically kick off the production, which was awesome down in New Zealand. So we got some images though. So why don't I just go? Let me just share what we got here. How about we do that and we'll discuss it?
Okay.
Because one of the things is we got a picture of Thor's new outfit. So first off, it's buff Thor.
Yeah.
Which it's great to see, but I'm kind of a little sad we don't get Fat Thor anymore. I liked Fat Thor.
I think we all liked Fat Thor.
Yeah. But a couple things here. It's got a picture of him and Star-Lord here. Star-Lord's got Kraglin and it's got Nebula. Right? They all have new costumes. So they're all new costumes for this. But Thor's costume in particular, I want to point out, if you look, you can barely see it, but you see his boots. He's got the old yellow, like, tiger stripe. In the comics, he has, like, black and yellow tiger stripe boots.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can see they got that going on there, like, with the little wraps. Looks like black and yellow tiger stripe boots or whatever. That's old, like, Jack Kirby Thor boots, which is awesome. But he looks like Thunderstrike, and I put a picture of Thunderstrike here in the middle here. This is what Thunderstrike looks like in very...
Yeah. Somewhat. I mean, it looks like he's wearing jeans and like a regular t-shirt cut off. He's got a cut off jacket and the wrapped boots, which is interesting.
Yeah. I want to see what's on his shirt. But yeah, that jacket is that's Thunderstrike jacket right there. I'm like... and he puts his hair in a ponytail at any point.
Yeah.
We're taking a trip back in the 90s, folks, because look how extreme. That's like the updates in the 90s. But what do you think, guys? Anything pop out to us?
I think it's cool that they're that it's more of the Guardians than just a quick Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Riff. So it makes me think, well, one, because I'm trying to remember where I heard this, and I can't even remember the character. They were thinking Christian Bale was going to play. I've heard Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah, Gore the God Butcher is what they pretty much. They haven't confirmed it, but that's pretty much.
Somebody else was throwing out another idea, and I'm like, that sounds stupid. Why would you do that? Like, it was a human, like, corporate guy. And I was like, what? Why would you ever do that? That sounds awful. That doesn't sound like it'd be good at all. But if it is Gore the God Butcher, that leaves us to be at least maybe largely off of Earth.
Yeah.
Maybe the whole thing or most of the thing takes place off the planet.
I hope it does.
Which would be cool because then you can have the Guardians there the whole time.
Yeah.
Or, a big portion of the time.
And Matt Damon is also in Thor: Love and Thunder. Now, he's already been in Thor. Is he going to play like the actor that played Loki in the play? Because that's what he played last time in Thor, right?
That'd be awesome.
Or is he going to have like a special cameo? Because he could do something like, Beta Ray Bill, which is what... Beta Ray Bill is pretty much the one character everybody wants in this movie, right? There's been nothing... If he is in this movie, that's going to be the secret that they keep. Right, There's not going to be any leaked set photos of that, right?
I think it's hilarious how many people want Beta Ray Bill because I always thought he was a joke in the comics. I was just like, what?
It's Beta Ray Bill. Come on now.
Horse face that could pick up Thor's hammer. What's up with that?
He's awesome. Beta Ray Bill is awesome.
Now,
And,
he was largely, before I got into the comics, most of his
Walt Simonson stories, man, that was like the best Thor run, But anyway, so, I want to point out. Look at this. Kraglin has Yondu's fin on his head.
Yeah.
He's wearing his fin, so maybe he can control the arrow a little bit better because he's carrying the arrow there as well.
Yeah, we saw him playing around with it in Guardians 2.
Yeah.
He shot Drax, right?
Yeah, he shot Drax. Awesome.
Which was a cool... Actually, if you think about it, that showed how cool Drax was because it didn't go all the way through him.
Right. Yeah. As where everybody else, that arrow slays anybody else it touches.
Yeah. And it just stuck in him. He's like, ow!
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So we know we see a lot of Guardians in this. We know the Guardians are in this. We also know that the Guardians director, James Gunn, has talked about him consulting on this movie.
Oh, really?
So,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
So he's doing some consulting on this. He said, he's been consulting from the very beginning, and he says that his characters are in good hands with Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
So,
pretty much anybody's in good hands with Taika Waititi.
Yeah, it really can't. Really can't go wrong there.
Yeah.
Well, we got a couple other pictures here because the thing with these pictures, I know they're just kind of leaks, but I think they're planned leaks because they're too good, right?
Oh, yeah.
One of the leaks shows what looks like Thor's goats, right? So if you guys aren't familiar with Norse mythology, Thor, and even in the comics, Thor has his chariot is pulled by two giant goats. Let's see if I can get my Norwegian pronunciations on here. They're a little bit harder than Mjolnir to say. Tengrisnir and Tengnastir. Basically Teeth Gnasher and Teeth Grinder is what their names are in Norway. That's close. The Norwegian pronunciation is the closest I can come. The Icelandic pronunciation I can't even attempt because that's just I think they just add extra consonants in there, consonants just for fun. But let's take a look at the set picture here. It's just a little tease, but you can see it's clearly a goat from its square pupils, right? That's the creepiest aspect of goats. If you've ever seen a goat up close, their pupils are square. And obviously he's got a space on his head where they're going to put the giant horns. But yeah, and it's huge. So
yeah,
they're going to CG some horns on that thing, and is that going to be his goats? They confirming because if it is, they're just gone full on.
Yeah.
This is the.
I'm kind of wondering if this is just going to be something that's in new Asgard, where you're just like, and I got a couple goats, or something like that.
Look at the size of that goat. Look at the size. That's a giant. Look, Thor's right there. You can see Thor standing next to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got to pull a chariot at some point. I just want to see Thor riding in a chariot pulled by two giant goats. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That is. They don't care at this point. They're like, yeah, it's in the comic. Fuck it, let's do it. Throw it in there. You want the cheesy '90s outfit for Thunderstrike? Put that in there. The yellow striped boots. All right, throw them in there. The goats? Why not? Let's do it. So yeah. I don't know, man. At this point, nothing really can surprise me about this stuff. They'll do whatever they need.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yes.
Excuse me.
So,
all right.
I don't know. What do we think about this, Doug? Are you excited about Tom Grishner and Tom Bastier?
It could be fun.
Yeah. This is kind of we talked about this at last time about the craziness that pretty much there you can expect anything at this point, right? Nothing should surprise you at this point. There used to be a thing where you're like, okay, no, that's too crazy.
Hey, so if Jane Foster's going to get a hammer, are we going to see Peter Dinklage again, forging her a new hammer?
He's got. I mean, they got to remake the hammer, right?
Yeah,
So who knows? But we don't have Odin anymore to enchant it. So does that mean anybody can pick up the new hammer?
I don't know.
So something to think
I
about.
don't know
there.
how they're going to do that. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I'm just excited.
Well, actually, I guess they ended up with a. Where did they get the hammer that Captain America was wielding?
He went back in time and took it from himself, but then Cap went and returned it at the end.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah. So
they borrowed it.
Yeah.
Everybody took it back. So it's
Yeah, that's
basically
right.
They put it right back.
Okay, yeah, that's. I remember the scene now. I was like, wait a second, there was a hammer there, but yeah, Cap took it back, so it's not.
Yeah. Assuming Cap took it back, otherwise.
Yeah, he had it on the platform with him.
I know.
So,
I'm saying as soon as he dropped it off in Asgard, he's like,
so yeah, they're gonna have to make her a new hammer.
yeah.
I doubt he's giving up Stormbreaker, and Stormbreaker would look a little ridiculous in Jane Foster's hands.
Yeah, and she's like half his size.
Assuming that she's going to be, both her, Jane Foster and Thor, Lady Thor, however we want to say it.
Right.
Or they're not, or they're going to have a different actress who she transforms into. I don't know, but I'm assuming you're going to have. I'm assuming it's going to be the same person, and that it would look ridiculously big.
Yeah.
For her. Going to have a smaller hammer.
Yeah, like one of those little toy hammers they had when Thor first came out. Remember those little toy ones they had they had the big toy one, which is a full size. They had like a little bitty hammers. I don't know, man. They got to make a new hammer for her. And if Beta Ray Bill shows up, he's got to get Stormbreaker. So, because Stormbreaker's his hammer.
Yeah, although it was a totally different looking Stormbreaker, so
It was an axe back hammer though, just like this one is.
Yeah, but it was like
it was smaller. It was like
the
size. It was the size of Mjolnir, only with an axe back. Yeah.
And it was like golden, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was golden. So. Yes. Plus, I mean, how cool can a guy be if he calls himself a beta? Beta Ray Bill. Let's see here. Trying to get. Oh, here we go. Well, the good old Walt Simonson picture.
Oh, of Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah, let's pull this up real quick. Oop. Yeah, pull up a picture of Beta Ray Bill. Take a look at this. So it'll open up for me here. Come on now. Anytime now. It's opening. It's thinking about it.
We're trying to get a picture of Beta Ray Bill.
Ah.
There we go. So, blow this up a little bit here.
Oh.
So yeah. So his hammer is Stormbreaker, the one Thor has now. Although in the comics, it's axe back. This is a little small here, but it's a hammer in front and axe in the back. Only this image is a little smaller, but it's the size of Mjolnir. It's not the giant one. But yeah. And he looks strange, but I like Beta Ray Bill. As a kid, I was a Beta Ray Bill fan.
Nice.
But yeah. Oh, Kirsten, I would show you the Thor's goats. Do you know the story about Thor's goats?
I don't know the story of Thor's goats.
Thor in mythology has a chariot pulled by two giant goats, and their names are Tengushnir and Tengnostir. They're Teeth Gnasher and Teeth Bearer, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's a set photo which indicates that they may be in the new movie.
I love that.
Here is a giant goat Thor's next to.
Oh my god.
And there's a picture of them from the comics.
I love it. I hope it's true.
I got. There's a scene with him riding a chariot pulled by two giant goats. That'd be.
Yes.
Well, they had Sleipnir in the first Thor movie, right?
They did have Sleipnir. I went back and I didn't. When I first watched it in the theaters, I didn't even notice it had 6 legs. Yeah,
Is it 8 or 6?
It's 8 legs he has.
Yeah.
He's got 4 in the front, 4 in the back. And then in I didn't notice on the second time I watched the movie that I'm like, oh, it does have 8 legs. They just slept near. And it is awesome. But yeah, Thor Love and Thunder, super excited for it. I'm just, if they're going totally crazy, they're bringing back all this stuff from the comics. Like, oh, throw the goats in there.
Might as well.
Might as well. Like, do it. All right, Doug. What else? What else is Marvel doing?
Well, it looks like we might be getting a Wakanda series for Disney Plus. Ryan Coogler's, and I don't know if we included it here. Ryan Coogler, who directed and co-wrote Black Panther, has a production company whose name escapes me at the moment. But they signed a multi-project deal.
Yeah.
With Disney Plus, and it seems like the first thing we're going to get is a series for Wakanda, just like that kind of follows the politics of Wakanda and the culture and stuff like that. And hopefully we'll see a lot of the secondary characters, like the different chiefs of the different groups, like the mountain people and the plains people. The mountain and the plains, and
we only saw him pretty much. Like Manape was the only one that although he wasn't, but he was only the tribal leader that we saw in the movie,
right? And then
see some of the others,
and then the Dora Milaje and some of that other stuff. Hopefully, we'll get to see focused in on.
Mm-hmm. The fact that Ryan Coogler's attached to it, I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Before I'd be like, I don't know if they're gonna just kind of key off of the popularity of Wakanda, but with him attached, it's going to be his vision. I'm like, okay.
And it looks like we're going to tackle the power vacuum left by T'Challa, because they're not going to recast T'Challa. So they will move on from that. Probably have Shuri be the Black Panther, which she was in the comics, although I really wish that the Lupita's character would have become in the movies, just deviate a little from the comics. I think she'd be a better lead as Black Panther. I think they set her up more as that type.
Right. As for Shuri's more the scientist type. I like her character, right?
But
I like her
love
better
her
in that role as opposed to the Black Panther's more physical role.
Yeah.
And Lupita would be way better at that.
And I didn't read any of the stories where Shuri was the Black Panther. So I really don't have any connection to those. And I liked Lupita's character a lot in that. So I think she would be, there's a lot more emotion there too. You pull in somebody, who, like they were finally growing close, and you've thought, okay, this is going to be, she's kind of like, I've got stuff to do in the world, but she likes him and he wanted her to be his queen, and now he's gone. And that you have that whole mess of emotions you could mess with her filling that role. And I think but I don't blame them for following the comics. I just think it would have been awesome to go the other way and just kind of deviate for once.
Yeah. But not they haven't done in the past, but
Yeah, correct. So anyways, we don't have
the last part is what you're excited about, right, Doug? This next piece.
Let's see. No word on plot, but there are hints the main bad guy could be Namor, the Submariner. Especially with in-game screenwriter Christopher Marcus confirmed the line about the earthquake in the ocean was about Namor. Yeah, I think it's stupid. I don't.
You'll wrap up that idea right there. All right, that's stupid.
I hate Namor more than
He's coming. They got the rights back.
This doesn't make a great argument for you. I was gonna say I hate Namor more than I hated Ant-Man and Hawkeye, who I both now love. So who knows? Maybe they'll win me over on Submariner too.
Yeah,
but he's just so unlikable in the comics.
He's an anti-hero.
He has no redeeming qualities. No,
he's like the Black
Adam and the Punisher and Lobo. Those are anti-heroes. Submariner is just an asshole. He's not got any redeeming qualities to him.
What's that line? Like the Hulk had a line where he's asked him, like, "Are you a Namor? Are you a monster? Or are you a hero?" And he's all like, "I'm a king." which means I'm both, right? That was a great Submariner line.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Submariner either, right? But I liked him better than I liked Aquaman, and now I love Aquaman in the DC universe. So, I mean,
See,
in Marvel, I trust.
I'm the opposite because Aquaman I didn't actively hate, and some of his stories were actually kind of good. But I've never read anything with Namor in it where I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I'm glad Namor was in that story.
I hated Namor ever since he was hitting on Sue Storm.
Sue Richards. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sue Richards.
Sue Richards, Sue Storm, whichever.
I'm like, why isn't Mr. Fantastic build an anti-fish gun and take 5 minutes, build an anti-fish gun and go kill him? I'm like,
yeah.
But anyway, he's going to be in the Marvel universe, right?
Sure, yeah, at some point.
So I'd rather have him in a Wakanda series than in his own movie.
True.
Because then I'd have to go watch a Namor movie. I don't know if I could bring myself to do that. All right, rounding out the Disney stuff, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's gearing up. It's going to be released next month. That's how quick it is already.
Yeah.
So the series is only going to run for 6 episodes, but it's going to be close to an hour each episode, right?
That's cool.
So it's not the 8 or the 9 episodes that WandaVision is, but it's much longer. So that's quite a bit. But we got some news this week, along with Daniel Bruhl reprising his role as Zemo, and Emily Van Camp, Sharon Carter, and George St. Pierre as Batroc. It was announced that Don Cheadle, his Rhodey Rhodes War Machine, is going to be in it. So, which will probably kick off his Armor Wars series that's coming up.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed or watched any of the videos where people slowed down everything and picked out all the little images. The helicopter that's chasing Falcon through that canyon.
Yeah.
It's got some of the lettering on the outside is in French.
Yeah, it's Batroc.
So probably has to do with Batroc at that point.
We also, thanks to Topps trading cards, we got some good high-res looks of the characters in their new costumes.
Nice.
Right? So the Falcon, although Falcon's going to have a Captain America suit, if the toys are any indication, he's going to have his comic accurate Captain America Falcon hybrid costume by the end of the series. I like Winter Soldier's kind of the sleek.
Yep.
I know the girls like his long hair, but I kind of like him with short hair. And I really dig the Wakanda new army's got. I like the black metal. It's pretty cool. I also like the U.S. Agent, or John Walker, a.k.a. New Captain America, a.k.a. U.S. Agent, which is what he ends up becoming. And then there we have it, Baron Zemo in full comic accurate Baron Zemo mask, right? So, which I'm really hoping, because they've actually someone in there that looks like who's plays Siren. It's like they're building up the Thunderbolts, right? Which is a team that Baron Zemo leads, right? So if they do the Thunderbolts, which in the comics, Thunderbolts were bad guy team that posed as good guys, right? Kind of as a plot, but then ended up becoming good guys.
They're like, hey, this is better. Why don't we do this?
So, yeah, which is a cool idea, and I love Baron Zemo, mainly because of Thunderbolts, right? Because before that, he was kind of your generic Captain America, kind of Nazi-esque bad guy.
Yeah. And wasn't it Screaming Mimi who became Songbird?
Screaming Mimi became Songbird, and she's going to be in...
Is that who the girl with the handprint mask?
Yeah. And she's going to be with the
Flag Smasher.
She's going to be part of, Flag Smasher and Batroc's team. But so they're building up. They're actually going to have some Thunderbolts in there, so I'm excited about that. But one of the cool things that the merchandise is showing quite a bit of is these wanted posters for Sharon Carter, which you take a look here. They've got some cool.
So she's still on the run for helping Captain America in Civil War?
If you blow this one up, it's actually Yeah, they still got her. She's still wanted for Civil War.
Interesting.
So, yeah, she broke the accords. I'm like, this is gonna
That was
suck.
5 or 6 years ago.
Right.
in
I'm like,
universe time.
She's still wanted. How shitty is this? She kind of has this thing for Captain America, right? She risked her career and her freedom to help him help his best friend, and then he screws off. Like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go back to my, your aunt, and leave her wanted and on the run. Right, so I like Sharon Carter, and I like the fact that the merchandise is kind of going around this whole wanted theme for her. So she's going to be on the run starting turns out. Because remember, guys, Civil War never was resolved, right? Tony and Cap made up, but the Sokovia Accords are still a thing out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you'd figure after Thanos, you'd be like, all right, maybe we're a little bit wrong about this, but nope. Still, but anyway, that's some cool. I mean, I kind of want a Sharon Carter wanted T-shirt. That's pretty cool. So
the black and white one that was in the upper left corner is the one I would want.
Yeah, I also like the one with just her face and the wanted across the eyes. Yeah, I like it both. But yeah, they're cool merch. I'm excited. Disney Plus, I'm a shill. What can I say? All right, Kirsten, we saved you a couple stories from last week's Weeb World for this week, and then you got a couple new ones, something old, something new. Gotta get used to this. So.
All right.
Oh, hang on, I know what you're waiting for. You're like, where is it? Where is it?
What are we doing here?
There we go. Now we're doing better. All right. So to start off, Otakon, one of the largest anime conventions, is in danger of permanently closing. With no con happening last year and this year kind of in limbo, the volunteer-run nonprofit doesn't have its pre-registration numbers it usually counts on this time of year to see it through. It's asking for donations for the first time to help save the convention. I find that interesting, considering like just because they can't run this year doesn't mean that they won't be able to run in future years, right?
Well, apparently they run pretty on because it's nonprofit, so they run pretty slim. And from what I understand, this time of year is when they get their pre-registration numbers to keep to keep it going, and they don't know if they're going to have one this year, so they can't pre-sell that. So they're kind of out of money at this point. But I mean, OtakuCon was it's the DC one, right? It's like the huge convention. I think plenty of people to support.
Where's it? Let's see. Where's it take place? Oh, in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's a DC one. Yep.
Oh, when you said D.C., I'm like, what does it have to do with D.C.?
Wrong DC.
The reason I know this is because I've been a couple times to OtakuCon. So, not, I have family members that are...
They still have the countdown. 181 days to the event.
Right, but they're not getting the pre-sales right now because no one knows whether it's actually going to happen or not.
Right. Well, and no one knows if they want to go, even if it does happen, right?
Right.
So, I don't know. I think they'll have to get creative if they want to do it this year. Just do whatever you can virtually to be able to keep it going for one more year and come back next year actually able to enjoy it.
There's plenty of weebs out there to support it.
Oh, for sure.
I think probably the biggest problem is a lot of that stuff you have to pay for. They have to book the hotels and the convention centers, and they have to pay for it. And if it doesn't go, they still lose part of that money. They don't get it all back.
They lose their deposits.
So so there's some deposits that even in this time they're going to lose some of it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, on to the next. Controversial dark revenge fantasy series anime called Redo of Healer has its English light novel blocked from U.S. distribution. The author, Rui Tsukio, said last week that there are many asking about the English copy, but Western publishers have refused it. The anime currently is on its 4th episode, and the subbed anime can only be viewed in the U.S. on High Dive premium platform. I've not even heard it, to be quite honest.
To be honest with you, okay, you know, I'm not the anime person with the group,
Yeah.
but I watched the first 3 episodes of this, because I was told basically, you know, like, you got to see this, you got to see this, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll check it out, right? Because I didn't hear anything about it, right? I'm like, why is this so controversial? Like, what would America not publish? I mean, for God's sake, what could be so controversial that America wouldn't publish it? So, the edited version is on High Dive. I watched the unedited version, and I gotta tell you, I don't know how much of it is they're gonna be able to show edited. I don't know how, if you could get this, because I gotta say, episode 2 is probably one of the hardest things I've watched. I watch a lot of crazy stuff, right? But it was, it was. I can understand now after watching it why. Because I mean, the main character is not a likable person, right? He's and he basically it's a revenge. It's like it's like this movie like I Spit on Your Grave. You ever see that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, it was like a 70s, like it's one of those band movies, right? It was a 70s movies where someone's getting revenge on someone who abused them or a group of people that abused them. It's like that, only in a fantasy setting, right? Where this guy's life was so bad, and he ends up basically resetting the world 5 years back, and then redoing. It's just called Redo a Healer, so that he's like a healer class, and they all treat him like crap, and he's getting revenge on him. And once you see what he's gone through, you're like, okay, I understand where he's coming from, but how he goes about it, you can't feel good about it. You're like, oh, ooh.
From knowyourmemes.com, it says, for the online presence, the series was met with a large amount of controversy and backlash due to revenge elements, particularly sexual elements, which have been called revenge rape. And then it goes on to say, on January 6, 2019, prior to the anime's release, YouTuber The Anime Man described it as graphic torture and rape scene from the manga, as the video harshly criticizing the story, basically implying that it was disguised as normal anime.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. you're like, oh my goodness. And like the first episode kind of draws you in because it's not really that bad in the first episode, right? And you realize he's abused, but you don't realize to the extent. And why he wants to do everything over again. But by the second episode, you're like, oh my goodness. There's, I'm like, what am I watching?
I feel like it's interesting to see where anime is going. I feel like we're getting to a point where it's so oversaturated, like the market is so oversaturated that like comic artists or even just anime, like direct anime, are trying to do things that help bring attention to their story in particular and make it stand out. Mm-hmm. And naturally the thing to do that is shock value, to get more attention to it, which is something that we see like in movies to this day. Like that's why Marvel makes it big, is because shock of explosions and bad guys and blood and fighting and whatever.
Right.
So it's interesting to see that happen in anime, and I feel like there's like a fine line that you have to walk for it. So I find it interesting that anime is the one that's walking that line very finely right now. Everyone else is managing to do it just fine, and anime is like, you know what? We're gonna take that line and we're gonna throw it in the trash, and now we're going to do this.
I was gonna say, I think Ryu Healer tripped over that line and fell hard on the other side.
Yeah.
Because I was reading the author of the light novel, who's all based on. He's written nothing like this before. It's all like love stories and stuff like that. Sure. I think he's getting out some dark stuff he has in him.
Right.
And this is therapy for him.
Sure.
Because, man, I was like, because like I said, the first episode, the concept is pretty cool, right? It's like this world where like they have hero classes. They have like, sword hero and like a gun hero or whatever. And the healer class, certain people are born with these powers, and the healer was considered the weakest one. Mm. But So he just kept him in the back. But he's a special healer where when he heals people, he absorbs all their memories and knowledge and stuff like that. So he can copy their abilities and stuff like that as he learns and he grows.
Yeah.
So he takes 5 years of taking all these people's powers, and then they're fighting this. This is episode 1, so they're fighting the Demon Lord for the Philosopher's Stone or this artifact or whatever.
Right.
And they're all beat. They're like all broken on the ground. They're like, "Come heal us!" And he walks right past them. Like, right? This is his time. Jeez. And then he fights the Demon Lord 1-on-1 because he's copied all their powers.
Sure.
Right? And they're like, "What are you doing? Heal us!" And once he gets it, he uses it to wish himself to reset the clock 5 years.
Yeah.
With the knowledge he has now. So, yeah. But, crazy.
Yeah.
Then they get to the second episode where he starts his revenge, and I'm like, oh. At first you're like, yeah, buddy, and then I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Yeah, so there. I don't recommend it.
I feel like something happened similar. There was an anime that everyone raved about called Goblin Slayer.
Yes.
And I was all about it. And the first episode has the most graphic and in the most distasteful manner I have ever experienced. Like, I couldn't get past that episode. I didn't want to. After
from what I understand from what I understand, Goblin Slayer, although I haven't seen it, they were trying to make the show how disgusting the goblins are or whatever to the extreme. Right. After that first episode, that doesn't happen again, right? And you go on to the story.
Right.
But from what I understand, this series, it only gets worse.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Wash my hands. And if that's me saying this, I'm like, wow. when I was like, I gotta go watch some tentacle hentai to, as a palate
wash
cleanser.
Your palate.
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like, oh, yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay. Anyway, redo a healer.
All right. So two more bits. So Tomb Raider and Kong Skull Island are both getting Netflix anime series. Tomb Raider will follow the events of the recent reboot trilogy of games, and Skull Island series will be set in a legendary's monsterverse and could even feature other kaiju.
Yeah.
Kaiju.
That's so exciting. This is what anime is supposed to be.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's like, yeah. Before I'm like, I want that edgy anime stuff. And then after this, I'm like, okay, no, let's go back to the fun stuff.
Right? Edgy stuff is good when it's done well.
Yes.
Can we just go back to where somebody touches them and they explode? That's a good line to stop at.
Some good, wholesome family stuff like Fifth of the North Star.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm kind of interested in the Skull Island one. Right?
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll check it out.
And then last bit is it only took Crunchyroll 6 months after hitting 3 million subscribers, subscriber mark to hit 4 million. So
nice.
Yeah.
Crunchyroll going strong.
It's like people had nothing to do for a year but sit and watch stuff on.
Right. See, Netflix acted as the gateway into it, and then Netflix couldn't supply the demand fast enough, so everyone was like, just go to Crunchyroll. They've got everything.
Exactly. All right. Well, guys, that does it for our small stories, or actually our big stories. Now we got the small stories, our nerd nuggets.
Nerd nuggets.
Nerd nuggets. It's Doug's favorite part of the show. I think he had some kind of traumatic experience with some chicken nuggets when he was younger.
That's unfortunate.
I love chicken nuggets.
So, like, side story, I know we're running out of time, but I gotta go on another side tangent here. When my kids were younger, mine and kids and Tony's kids, our friend Tony, they were eating chicken nuggets, and then apparently when the conversation came up, and they found out that chicken nuggets were actually made of chickens, right?
Uh-huh.
And Tony's kids freaked out about it. My kids are like, chickens taste good. Of course, it's James, right? He's like, I don't care. We just came back from like a petting thing where they're petting chickens and whatnot. And he's like, oh, wow, it tastes like this. Not even fazed by it. That's my boy. All right, guys. Super Bowl's this Sunday, guys. But if the idea of a Chiefs versus Tampa Bay game doesn't excite you, like it shouldn't. there's still reason to watch because Disney, most studios are actually steering clear of Super Bowl because it's expensive,
Yeah.
right? And with the movie studios, the movie theaters shut down for who knows how long, right? They're not spending the money to advertise movies that may not come out for a year.
Right.
So,
yeah.
except for Disney, because Disney's like, we got the #2 streaming service. Son, check out this. So we're going to see 4 trailers from Disney during the Super Bowl. And while not confirmed, we're pretty sure they're going to be we're going to get new looks at Raya and the Last Dragon, Black Widow, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki. So, exciting. And it's all going to be all new stuff, guys. So, great news is if you really don't want to watch the Super Bowl, those commercials will be on the internet right after. So, later that night, you can check them out. All right, Doug.
All right. This is interesting. No more Black Adam. Apparently, as part of the Infinite Frontier Publishing Initiative, which is yet another semi-reboot of the DC Universe, Black Adam is getting a new, really stupid name. Shazadam.
Why?
I read this and I had to check the date. I'm like, it's not April already, is it? No? Oh, my God, this is real.
The name change is due to a growing minority who see the name of the antihero, sometimes villain, as problematic. Now all eyes are on the upcoming Rock movie to see if it changes as well. Oh.
Shazadam.
Okay, I get it. You don't want Black Adam? Totally get that. But Shazadam? Shazadam? That's
Shazadam.
what you went with?
And it's not like Black Adam's black. He is
No,
not.
but it's the connotation that black is evil, right? Like, I get that, okay? I get you're trying to steer away from that. That's totally reasonable. Shazadam?
Shazadam. Yep. Hey, Charlie Tango. Welcome.
Yeah.
Better late than never, buddy.
Yeah, there
We saved
had
your
to be
seat.
better names than that.
Shazadam. Look, man, Black Adam's been around for forever. And it's not like, and because Black's a name and he's an anti-hero, anti-heroes are cool, right? I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look. Shazadam. I mean, come on. That is, if you're going to brand, like, that's
a
the
committee
best
name. That's a committee name.
That is what happens when you got a group of people in a room are too afraid to offend people to come up with a name, right? I don't know how many names they were better than this that they got dismissed because someone in the group was like, that might be offensive to somebody. It's like, all right, Shazadam. Somebody had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Someone had to suggest
Not only that, someone had to throw it out there, and everyone was like, well, it's better than anything else we've come up with.
Yeah. Is it really better than Black Adam? Come on.
Oh, man, I don't know if I want to see the movie if they change the movie from Black Adam to Shazadam. Like, Shazam and Shazadam.
God.
Yeah.
Hate it.
All right, Gerson. What's our next story? Let's get out of this one.
But that does open us up to a female hero called Shazeve.
Shazeve.
That's fair. Fair point.
You remember when his girlfriend in the comics, whose name was Isis, they had the big controversy because Isis is an Egyptian goddess,
Right.
right? And that's who she's named after in the comics. But because of ISIS, the terrorist organization,
Yeah.
they had to change. They had to.
That makes sense.
I think they killed it off in the comics because they couldn't come up with a better name. They want to change the Egyptian god. Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right.
All right.
All right. After several delays and major casting change, Fantastic Beasts 3 has to halt production once again as a member of the production tests positive for COVID. This is expected to set production back a few weeks, assuming no other tests positive, and will impact the Flash movie, which is waiting on Ezra Miller to start production.
Yeah. So Flash is all set and ready to go. They're waiting on Ezra Miller. They're going to have to start without him, right? Film something without him because who knows? This is just one person got found out this week. They shut production down yesterday, and they're getting more people tested, right? So who knows how many people could have got it, right? So they got to wait, 2 weeks or whatever to make sure no one else has shown symptoms. Or whatever.
You would think a production like this that they'd be testing everyone every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, maybe they, I think we could find out quicker if you do like the anal swabs that are also popular in they're mandatory now in China. It's like, you know what? We're so happy to be out of 2020. But you get into 2021, now it's like you got to wear 2 masks and have anal swabs. I'm like, what the hell?
Well.
Okay, yeah. That sucks about the Flash movie, but are you guys excited? I know you guys are bigger Harry Potter fans than I am. Are you guys excited about Fantastic Beasts at all?
It's okay.
Yeah, I was only I enjoyed the first movie, but not enough to see the second movie. So.
Yeah, I watched the first movie just to see, and I'm with you. I didn't even see the second one. Yeah. So
it's okay.
It's all right. Doug, you're one of the bigger Harry Potter fans I know of. So if you're like, it's all right, I'm like, all right, well then it's not for me. Clearly.
Yeah, it's. I don't like Eddie Redmayne. If they'd had a different actor, I might be able to get more into the character, because the other characters I like a lot. I just have trouble connecting to him because I don't like his acting style. He's very, very awkward. And I know he's supposed to be, but it's in a very kind of like that uncomfortable kind of awkward, like I feel bad for you in, like in any kind of situation I see you in. It's like, I don't know if you've got that, like there are certain types of movies and stuff like that I don't like to watch, where it's like those uncomfortable situations that people get put in when it seems too real and too uncomfortable. I'm just like, I don't want to watch this anymore. It's giving me anxiety. And that's the kind of feeling I get from him, the way it's just like nobody could possibly be this awkward in real life.
All right, fair enough.
But for all that, it's still an okay movie.
All right, guys. Justice League. Snyder's Justice League. It's gone from being an extended edition to a new movie altogether to a 6-episode miniseries, and now it's finally settled on a 4-hour movie, which is probably one of the dumbest choices out of all that they could go with. Instead of breaking it apart into, like, why do a 4-hour movie? Why not have 4 1-hour, episodes? I don't understand this.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's like Lord of the Rings extended edition, I'm not going to sit through a 4-hour movie all at once.
You're not?
Well, I'm going to watch it, but I'm probably not going to watch it all in one. Well, I'll probably watch it all in one sitting.
Binging has kind of gotten us into that kind of habit.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'll sit and watch 4, 6, 8 hours of a show or movie or whatever.
Yeah.
So, cat. I'm like, what's something in my room? All right, Doug.
You didn't finish your Justice League.
Oh, yeah. It's a 4-hour movie. That's it.
That's the whole news.
The big news this week is that it's finally got its rating, and it's got hit with an R rating. R rating for violence and language. So this is a far cry from the movie that Warner Brothers wanted to release. So they wanted a wide audience movie. Well, this one's not going to be. It's R rated. Violence and language. So does that mean we're going to have Batman dropping F-bombs? Right?
Doesn't really work for other characters too, so
yeah, I mean, if who's going to drop an F-bomb, it's going to be Batman, right? As he's shooting people with guns.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
All right, moving on to a studio who's got their crap together.
Yeah, I think Troy Tango summed up the whole thing. Yeah,
dumpster fire. All right, The Mandalorian has been nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Drama Television Series. It is, however, up against the favored The Crown, as well as stuff like Lovecraft Country, Ozark, and Ratchet.
I think it's exciting to see Lovecraft Country and Mandalorian in the Best Drama category instead of Best Sci-Fi, right? I mean, I think that's just amazing. You know, a testament to how good those series are.
Right.
All right, Kirsten.
All right.
Knock out these last two real quick, or you? Then I'll get to the last one.
Yesterday was supposed to be the grand opening of Universal Studios Super Mario World. COVID has postponed that opening indefinitely. However, to mark the occasion, they have released footage of the new Mario Kart ride, which is part roller coaster and part VR experience where you control the cart and can use power-ups and follow riders.
So yeah,
Pretty
you're
darn
like,
cool.
I'm like watching the video footage of it, right? So you're in the cart. You got the VR headset on, which, by the way, is a red Mario cap with the visor down.
Oh, cool. Love that.
And so you're on a roller coaster and you're kind of controlling it around, right? And then you can like aim for like turtle shells and launch them at fellow riders, which will slow their cart down if they get hit and shake them. So it's like a real life Mario Kart. It looks awesome.
The only problem, it's in Japan.
It's in Japan.
Yeah.
They got all the cool stuff.
Problem. Now we just have to wait
Yeah.
for COVID to be done.
That's right. See, everyone wants to go see Mount Fuji and the Blossom, Forest. I want to go there to see the giant Gundam mech and Mario Kart ride.
Right.
And Disney Sea.
Yeah.
The Disney's parks there are pretty pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And
They're
food.
very unique. They're not fully owned by Disney, so they've got some interesting kind of twists on them.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice. Charlie Taggle's pointing out that Mighty Lawyer was up for a SAG award for Best Stunt Team.
Oh, nice.
So that's cool. All right, last story, guys. I know we're running a little bit over here, guys. So, former Swedish Marine, kickboxing champ, chemical engineer, 80s action icon, and original Punisher, Dolph Lundgren. Yes, all that is true, folks. He's a man of many talents. And he also plays King Norris in Aquaman. So he dropped some news yesterday that shooting for Aquaman 2 will start this summer for a 2022 release. So
cool.
There you have it, folks. It's actually happening. What I'm happy about is this is happening before we heard, apparently we've heard, not heard anything about that stupid Deep movie that they were going to do, the horror movie about the sea monsters that they were supposed to do before the second one. No word on that. But this is actually Dolph Lundgren for the news, folks.
Woo!
Yes, and he is a chemical engineer. 6'6", 240
and Mike
pounds,
Hero.
and a genius.
Mike has a bodybuilding poster of his hung right above his bed on the ceiling.
Not anymore.
He's got a man crush. Okay.
Yes, he's bad. He's a bad man. All right, folks. That's gonna do it for us for this week. We thank you for joining us. Thank you for helping us on this trip to 1 million views, guys. We are less than 20,000 views away from the 1 million mark. So please go out there and check out our other videos.
Watch them all again.
Watch them all again. Give us a like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel. And if you want to support us in the things that we do here, there's 3 links down below. What are they, Doug? And what do they do?
One is to our Teespring store. You can get branded merch, including masks that Mike made, which he used to have handy to try on. But
my kids stole them all.
We also have a Patreon page where you can see some of our reaction videos unedited. And the easiest way to support us is that Amazon affiliate link. Click that link, do your Amazon shopping that you're going to do anyways while you're stuck at home. After clicking that link, we get a small kickback. Doesn't cost you anything extra.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Be on the lookout for our WandaVision episode 5 reaction. It should be up tomorrow night or Sunday morning. And we will see you back next week with another round of your nerd news. Bye, guys.
Bye.